you ever thought about becoming an airline pilot? Or even just getting your pilot's license, but had no idea what the process actually looks like?
Well, that was exactly me.
When I first started flight training, I realized there wasn't really much content of people starting their pilot journey at the very beginning. So I figured, why not become the content? Right now, I'm a student pilot with 9 hours, and I'm gonna document my entire process from the very beginning of my flight training all the way until hopefully I get hired at the airlines. I work a normal 9-to-5 job, so I'm trying to figure out how to balance work, studying, and flying all at the same time. And during the lessons, you'll actually get to see what's happening from my perspective inside the cockpit, because I'm gonna be recording the whole thing on meta glasses, so you can actually come along with me during the flight training. So if you wanna see what flight school is really like, then follow along and see if I make it. I'm gonna show you the training, the costs, and what the struggle is really like. I'll also be sharing with you what life's like here in St. Petersburg, Florida. And at the end of every video, I'll debrief on what I'm actually studying and what I struggled on in my flight lesson. But today, we've got a really big lesson. We're gonna be working on steep turns, power off stalls, power on stalls, and then we're gonna finish up with some landings. And to be honest, they can use some work. Right now, I have 9 flight hours. For Part 61, the legal minimum to solo is 10 hours, although I've been aiming to do it at 12. So if I can't clean these landings up, I might have to push my solo back. But let's just see how today goes. And when we land, you can let me know how it actually looks in the comments. But until then, I'll see you on the tarmac.
Epic. Runway 5.
Welcome to the sky.
Before we throw this 152 around, we run CHAMPS. It's our pre-maneuver insurance policy to make sure the air is clear and the engine is happy. Before we roll in, we check 3 constants: airspeed, altitude, and heading. We're at about 90 knots, 2,500 feet, and we're pointing exactly north at 360 degrees. Starting the roll, I'm looking for 45 degrees of bank. As we pass 30 degrees, the overbanking tendency kicks in. The plane wants to dive. So I'm adding a smooth pull of back pressure to hold that 2,500 feet of altitude constant. This is where most students mess it up. Eyes outside, just a quick glance inside. Right here, I start to lose a little altitude, getting close to that 100-foot limit. So I ease a little back pressure, nothing aggressive. Small corrections, not big jerks. And we roll out right back at 2,500. That's the Swan way. Smooth on the outside, working on the inside. Now this is a power on stall. This simulates a distracted pilot pulling back too hard right after takeoff. If you don't catch this slow, it's game over. Full power, airspeed bleeding off. I'm on the right rudder here. The engine's trying to pull his left. If you don't stay on it, this turns into a spin. There's the stall horn, and there's the brake. Forward pressure, recover, and we're flying again. That's the Swan way. Right on the edge, but in control. So, quick heads up, I thought I had power off stalls recorded, but the meta glasses didn't catch it. And next week, I'm supposed to solo, if my landings are good enough. So, we'll hit power off stalls and slow flight the lesson after the solo. But right now, let's go see if these landings are actually good enough for me to solo. This is gonna be a short field landing. Basically, it just means we're trying to be precise with where we touch down. I'm aiming for the 5 here and want to try to land right on it. So no floating down the runway, just controlled right to the point. Airspeed looks good, glide path looks good. Just small corrections here, trying to hold that aiming point to land right on the 5. I mean, alright, that felt pretty good. Now, let's keep it straight, and we're going right back up. A little touch and go. Let me know how you guys think I did. I'm still working on getting these dialed in. And next flight lesson, I should be able to fly solo if everything is there. And after that, I'll show you guys slow flight and power off stalls. But overall, that really felt like a step in the right direction. I'll break it down a little bit more once we get on the ground.
Okay, so honestly, the landings have felt the best that they have so far. I changed something up a little bit that I think helped a lot, and I can explain that in the debrief at the end of the video. Before we debrief, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna get Maria and get our dog Ella. We're gonna go to the beach, we're gonna get some ice cream, and just hang out for the day. Probably tomorrow we're gonna go to the pier and get some Italian food. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. Basically just show you the reset before the work week and the flying week, and then we're gonna jump into the debrief. Let's go. Oh, it's the best part of the day, right, Ella? So it looks like we're gonna finally be able to catch a sunset here at the beach. This is Maria. She's been the steady hand behind the scenes while I've been chasing this crazy 18-month goal. And it's just nice to get out here on the beach for a little bit.
Got a little ice cream. We got some toasted coconut, pistachio.
And it's really good.
Sure is. With the waffle cone. What'd you get?
I get an especial.
Looks good. And I got the carpaccio.
Cartacho.
Cartaccio.
And right on cue, there's our trusty steed, Ella. But with that, I think it's time to finally dive into the debrief. All right, well, welcome to the debrief. We're gonna cover 4 main things. We're gonna go over what I studied leading up to these flights, what I struggled with, what I did to make that click, and then I'm gonna give advice to aspiring pilots or advice that I wish that I had before I got this far in my journey. For what I've been studying, been basically living in this puppy. At lunch on work, all my lunch breaks, when I get home from work, mainly leading up to this, I was studying airplane systems, airplane aerodynamics, airspaces, and airports. And what I learned when studying it was you can't just memorize what's in the book. You have to actually understand the concepts. I mean, for an example, I really was struggling with different pressure systems, especially flying from, say, a low pressure system to a high pressure system. And they have sayings like low to high, clear the sky. And for me, it didn't make sense. I had to actually visualize the plane on the runway and imagine me setting the altimeter for a low pressure day and then coming back the next day at a higher pressure day and seeing where that altimeter would actually read. And so that's what really made it click for me, was just visualizing it instead of just remembering some type of saying. And once I could visualize it, I really understood the concept, because I could see myself going back into the plane from a low pressure day to a high pressure day, and the altimeter reading, the plane would be reporting under the ground. So in my mind, I go, that makes sense. The plane is higher than it's reporting. And the whole concept was just able to click for me. Another thing that I really struggled with this week that I alluded to a lot earlier was landings. It just felt like I was gonna crash right into the runway. You know, you're coming down, And naturally, you just want to pull back. It's a real natural reaction. You're coming straight at a runway. And so what I learned was just round out lower than I initially thought, and just slowly let the plane bleed through the angles of attack, and you'll actually land soft and you're not going to slam into the runway. But for me, that was a huge mental hurdle, and getting over it was great. My one piece of advice that I would have given myself in the past, if past John could talk to future John, would be don't worry so much about timing. I was someone who had this whole thing, the whole journey from 0 to hero planned out in like 9 months. Like, how can I do this in 9 months? And to be honest, it's gonna probably take me about 4 months to finish my PPL, and I only have about a month and a half to go. And right now it feels good. So I would say my advice would be, don't worry so much about timing, just get the ball rolling, because the time's gonna go by either way. That's all for the debrief. So next video is gonna be solo, hopefully. But as of now, we're locked in for solo. So I'll see you guys then.